Coming up on the Sunday Roast, we review the best weekend of the year, Prelim final weekend. We go through Collingwood and Hawthorn's list with a fine-tooth comb. Geelong are absolutely primed to win a premiership, and Brisbane go to their third in 3 years. Are they a Will Ashcroft ACL away from winning 3 in a row? You know where to find us, at 100k Sports, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. Like, subscribe, send this to someone. Let's go.
And now, 100k Sports and PointsBet presents the Sunday Roast.
Welcome back to the Sunday Roast, the show that celebrates the winners and roasts the losers, the show that gives you all the best odds of the bet you weren't on, but wish you were. It is Sunday morning after the best weekend of the year, Prelim final weekend. Joining me as always, Darcy Ballard Dobe. How are you, brother?
Jev, what a weekend. You sound a little bit dusty, my friend. You sound a little bit dusty.
Well, we've been on the piss since Thursday. It's Sunday morning. I am a bit dusty.
We've had a monster weekend. So we're out on Thursday night with PointsBet. We had a trivia night. It was awesome in Abbotsford. Then we were at the Friday prelim. We're at the Saturday prelim. Thanks to Queen of Tickets. We got level 2 tickets for the last 2 games. And I can't tell you how good level 2 is. They show that's why they make the stadium for level 2. Like, you got the toilets right behind you, the nice bars, the good food. I had one of the best barmy rolls ever on that Friday night. It cost about $24 a piece, but the toasted bun, Jev, it was incredible. Like, gone are the days where you just go get a pie at the footy. The barmy at the MCG is unfucking believable level 2.
It was generational. And then the hard solos at the G, the no sugar hard solos, they do some damage. While you're drinking, like, how good's this? And then you're like, pwah.
I had to brush my teeth 30 times when I got home because of all the sugar that's on the hard solos.
Oh.
But let's get into it, Jev. Friday night. So there's so much to unpack, but I don't even know where to start. It was 99,000, felt like 110,000.
It was so good.
Like just the start, the roar of the national anthem, and then we get into the game, and it's just an awesome contest. Like the first half, 43-42. We'll get into danger, but it was just goals galore. Hawks jumped him again at the start.
Hawks start hot like they always do.
Yeah, it was just you can tell it's like, I've been in some shit games. I've been in a lot of Carlton games, which are average. And you just watch it. It's like, these are the final 4 teams. Like, these are the best 4 teams in it that have been all year. And the pace of the game was fantastic. Everyone was cracking in. But, we may as well just get into it. Patrick Dangerfield, we've been saying for weeks, if you could have one player for one game, you take a Patrick Dangerfield. I don't care how old he is. What is he, 33,
35.
34, 35? 30, yes, fucking 35. He was... And I know the terms, he looks like a high school kid against preps, but that's what it was. Like, when the game had to be taken over, it was just him. He got it done. He takes the ball from inside to out. His ability just to break through tackles and he's like a kamikaze. He just throws himself in and out. He was unbelievable to watch on. He turned the game. I'm not sure if they can give him the Gary Ayres medal from that game, but he deserves it. Like,
he does.
Gone of like just saying... It's one of the best finals performances of all time. It's genuinely just one of the best games of all time. Like, that game stamps himself. And this is why when you look at people like Zach Merritt, how he's like, I actually want to go to a club to play big finals. Like, this is what you build your reputation on. It's you playing the biggest game, like in the biggest spots. And that's exactly what Dangerfield did. He went out there and everyone knew you had to go put a bit of time into it or you had to stop Dangerfield because this is what he does. And they just couldn't stop him. So... what an unbelievable performance, Jev.
Yeah, except you can't really tag him because he'll just sort of float around and then just hit a ball at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He dives on him. He gets on his knees to get him. He just does whatever he's going to do to get the ball in his possession. He'll break a tackle. He'll crunch you. He's just so ferocious and brutal. Like, he made the Hawthorn players just look scared of him. Like, they were just scared. He was just going too hard for them. He's done it before, and he just goes too hard at the ball. From what I've seen, you roll the ball out, and one-on-one, any player of my life, he'd be my number 1 pick of, you have to win that ball or your family dies. He'd be my number 1 pick of roll that ball out, go win it. He is just unbelievable. So, yeah, it was just incredible. The Mario Chol tackle on Tom Stewart, that was right in front of us. How hard and physical that was at the ground, and just seeing how hard they were going. It was just the whole game, just every goal, because they split the MCG in sections. There's a Hawthorn section, then a Geelong section, and just watching the MCG go up and then the next sections go up. It's just like the perfect game of footy. But Das, all warts get exposed prelim final weekend, or they get exposed grand final day, but everything get exposed. So I've never thought the Hawks were that good this year. I really didn't. I don't think they're that good. I can't believe they've made a prelim from finishing 8th. They were one loss away from missing the finals altogether. And I always say, they drafted a small forward at pick 5. You cannot draft a small forward at pick 5. But the year before, 2 years before, they drafted Josh Ward at pick 7.
The notes.
Then the next year, they drafted Cam McKenzie at pick 6 or whatever it was, pick 7 as well. So then they're like, righto, we've got our 2 midfielders for the future. Let's take the small forward, the best player available. They took Nick Watson. So they think they've got their 2 midfielders for the future. And then so they've taken the icing on the cake, the cream on top, the small forward. They are not winning a premiership with that midfield. Josh Ward played the whole second half, had 0 disposals, 0.5 Das.
Did he actually have 0?
He had 8 at half time. He finished with 8. 0 in the second half. Cam McKenzie can't get a game. Zach Merritt's stock, if I'm Essendon, Zach Merritt's stock just went up by another first rounder and another player because they are not winning a premiership with that midfield. Everyone told me last year, so like this week, you got to have a coming to light moment. Everyone told me last year the Swans can't win the flag with that forward line. I just watched them all year. I'm like, yes, we can. With the highest scoring offense in the league. And all our warts came out grand final day where McDonald, Amadi, McLean probably isn't going to win us a premiership. It's why we're interested in Charlie Curnow. Whatever. Hawthorn supporters have to come to life going, we need Zach Merritt or we are never, ever winning a premiership. Ever.
Sure.
That midfield is not good enough. Like, they love Huswaite in the 2s. They think they're going to trade pick 8 and Huswaite for Zach Merritt. Essendon don't want VFL players. They want starters for Zach Merritt. So it's probably, Cam McKenzie might get it done. Connor McDonald might have to go. They're going to be, why does it, like, Will Day, Zach Merritt straight swap. You get our captain, we'll make Will Day our captain. Doesn't play that much for you guys anyway. We'll try and get him on the park. Like, Zach Merritt's stock just went that much higher because you are never, ever winning a premiership. Nick Watson was horrendous on Friday night, Das. Horrendous. He got caught defending. What?
No, I said he had a shocker. He kicked goal of the year, but then he didn't touch it after that. The
goal was incredible. It was so good. He got caught defending and, he looked like he was 2 foot tall when he got caught in the back line. He tried to fist it. It was bad. It was bad. They had a couple of bad turnovers, the Hawks, just like a few just kicks. So, because we've been out the whole weekend, we've watched the game live. I still haven't watched a replay, a KO mini or anything. So I'm going to do that later. But just what I remember Scrimshaw turning a couple over, kicked one straight to Tom Stewart. I remember Jack Ginnivan turning a couple over. John Newcombe didn't play that well. They actually held him well. And then they just didn't have enough tricks in their bow, and Geelong are just too good. Like, I thought before the weekend Geelong were going to win the flag by 10 goals plus. I watched yesterday. I still think they're going to win by 10 goals plus. I actually thought Hawthorn was 0 chance on Friday night, like 0. Geelong are just head and shoulders above just everyone, I reckon. There's teams that match up, and I think GWS would have matched up better with Geelong next week, but they weren't good enough to get there. So
yeah, there was only a scare when Hawks kicked, I think they're up to, it
was 3 goals to 0, yeah.
Yeah, so at that point of the game, we heard Danger's gone down to the rooms, but I think he just took shit. Jack Henry, so in my notes, the boy that cried wolf, if he ever said his house got robbed, don't believe him. We thought he tore his Achilles off the bone, got carted off, like with holding on to 2 people, and then he was back out running a few minutes later. So we thought the Danger went down, Jack Henry gone, and then Tom Stewart. And we're like, and then the Hawks kicked the first 3. We're like, fucking hell. We're like, fuck, the Hawks might run over the top of him. Tom Stewart obviously didn't come back out. Danger turned into Danger. And Jack Henry was running around normally.
Yeah, I thought he popped his Achilles at the ground.
Hey,
Like,
we'll
he
see
just
next
popped
week.
his Achilles.
You're just like, oh my God, he tore it off the bone. And we're
Yeah.
just like, he's done. So,
He was lying down shot like a dead dog in the middle of the
Yes.
tee. And
Yes.
and
Looked like
he just rolled his
Krillin.
ankle.
yes. So, we went through a few notes. So, 5 minutes into the second, Josh Ward gets pushed off the ball. Baz Smith gets a dinky free kick forward. Cats advance the ball. Holmes goal. Josh Ward, as you said, I didn't know he had 0 touches. He would have been close to getting a touch there, but he got pushed off the ball. Wasn't strong enough. I said, danger, awesome. And also, I said, we need to have 16 teams. 18's too many. CJ shouldn't be on a list. He's like, we've diluted the talent pool too much. We need to bring it back to 16 teams because if it was a 16-team league, CJ isn't on a list. That's what I wrote when I was pissed. That's what I wrote. That is analysis. Jev, if we had a 16-team era, would CJ be playing?
I don't know, man. He just didn't play that well. He hasn't played that well all season. I reckon he needs a fresh start somewhere. But Dust, like, do you reckon the Hawks have just wasted a Jack Gunston season? Is he ever going to play this well again?
I don't think you can say wasted because I think they would be so happy with how he played.
Yeah, not wasted, but it's like now you've got to. So you go do your whole preseason, and are you relying on 80 Jack Gunston goals again next year? Can you rely on 80? I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even kick 50 next year. He was sensational again. He's just
how good was he the other
stuff.
night? How good was he the other night? He was and we said like
sensational.
He leads up so well. He's just one of those like when Tex had that year, just a forward, just
yes.
Everything's well. The body's feeling as best as it can be. And just like he played so well, and
now it's like all right.
It was so good. It was so good to see these guys like him and Danger that've been around for so long still dominate. And we're just like, how fucking lucky are we to be able to watch these guys? Like it's awesome.
Yep. And it's just like you had that Sam Walsh year, and you're like, yeah, this guy's going to be the best player in the comp. Watch Sam Walsh. He's never been the same since. Chad Warner last year to Chad Warner this year. So something will change and they'll get better. But just Jack Gunston and his age, you're just like, oh, God. And now can you rely on Cole Shadir? Can you rely on Mitch Lewis? Marby Chol. He's good, but he's not going to kick 70, 80 goals for good. He's fine.
Nah.
There's just more. Their backline and defensively, they're great. And they've got a great backline. I think their midfield is super suspect. And I just worry about that forward line.
I'm really interested to see what they do in the offseason because, like, you hear Sam Mitchell and he's always, like, looking to better the list. And he always says it, and I actually love it. He's like, we will always try and better our list. We're always going to be chatting to players. So they seem like, I don't know, they're just they're a club. They're going to go out and try and get what they need. They're not going to dance around. They're not going to wait for 3 years for, like, we'll come back to the draft. It's like, no, it's like we're going to try and identify players that we want. Yep. We're going to go after them. So I'm actually really interested to see whether, like, are they going to ship Mitch Lewis? Gunston's probably going to go maybe a year or two, as you said. It's like their forward line's going to look completely different. So maybe they go out and try and get someone. I've got no idea, but I think if you're a Hawks fan, you're happy with the year. You're pretty optimistic with how it's gone. But I just think you're so happy with him as your head coach, and there's obviously a vision there. He's like, we are going to try and win. We want to be in the premiership business, as Geelong are every year. As you look at Brisbane, it's like we're not just trying to make the 8, like we're actually trying to be their prelim final every single weekend.
Yep.
So again, if you make prelim week, it's a tick in my book. Like you've done everything you can to try and get yourself into that race. But yeah, Dangerfield was fucking awesome. Jez Cameron, is he going to kick 10 next week? It just feels like he just hasn't ripped a game apart in a while. It just feels like now they're back in the... Because his 2022 grand final wasn't good. He got gifted a goal. He got gifted a goal at the end. I think Dangerfield or Selwood gave him the little handball around the back to kick that goal, and that's when he did the crack the beer celebration. But you just feel he's going to have a big grand final, don't you? You just feel like
Bailey... Before the game, we had a bet, Das. Bailey Smith for 35-2. It paid 200 to 1. He had 36 and 1 goal won. And the one he missed, I've seen it. I'm like, oh, that could have been a goal. That's a big prelim final for Baz. 36, 1 goal won. He was sensational. Can we just talk about how just good, how good he is, how good he's been, and how entertaining he is, and how must watch he is because of all the off-field stuff? you go, he's controversial. I love him. I love turning the TV to watch him. He's got the blonde locks. He gets going with the crowd. He's just Hollywood. Like, he's just must watch TV, and you can't take your eyes off him because he's that fucking handsome as well. And you're like, this is awesome. Now he plays grand final weekend. Imagine he wins a Norm Smith medal. Imagine how many likes the photo's going to get of him holding 2 medals next week to us. It's like, it's just awesome.
We said weeks ago, we're like, I can so see him just winning a Norm Smith, and he has 40 and 1 on grand final day.
Yeah.
He has 40. When we did our early Norm Smith predictions, I'm like, Bailey Smith at 11. And then I remember we'll chat with Morgan, he's like, it's probably too short. I'm like, yeah, but they'll be in the grand final, and you're not going to get $11 for him to win the Norm Smith. So I'm like, it's just, it's such a good investment. He's a freak, and it's amazing that winning cures everything. If they were playing, if he was in a shit club, he would cop it. Just like, he's a head case. What's he doing? But winning cures everything. Like, if he's not rocking up to training all week, and then they in-house suspend him, but then when he comes back, he gives you 40 and a goal. Yeah. It's like, it's fine. Just keep doing what you're doing, mate. You just try and look after him when you can.
If he was doing this, playing for West Coast at the other end of the ladder, the bottom of the ladder, he would have been sacked or kicked out or something. He would have been treated like Fev was getting treated and stuff, but winning cures everything, as you said.
He's paying $1.01 to fuck up in the off-season. He'll do something. He'll do something. Bailey Smith fucks up.
He'll reply to a comment on a post, something so dumb.
Yes.
Oh, I want to bury, like, call Nan now, ask to borrow some super, bury Pat Dangerfield, Norm Smith. I just feel like you just want to be on him and just watch it. And if it doesn't win, it doesn't win. But when it does win, you're just like, of course he won. He probably should have won 2022. We spoke about this yesterday. Isaac Smith was just floating around all day, getting handball receives, having shots from everywhere. He didn't play on the wing for 1 minute, Isaac Smith. He just ran around wherever he could get a kick. And he was great. And it stood out. But it's like, I thought Pat Dangerfield at the ground was just so brutal and probably best on. Isaac Smith was great. But it just feels like, you're going to have to beat Baz and have 40 and 1 to beat Danger next week. He's going to be so hard at the ball. And I wonder if Josh Dunkley's going to have a crack at him. Is Josh Dunkley going to have a bit of a look at him, or is he going to have to stop Bailey Smith?
We spoke about it yesterday. That is the matchup.
That's two bulls in a paddock.
You let Josh Dunkley just try and have a crack at him. And we have to talk about, who's a sneaky, unbelievable good finals player? Tyson Stengel. He just kicks goals in big game. In that grand final, he was also, I think, kicked 3 or 4. Kicked another 3 on the weekend. He goes through patches throughout the year where he might not touch it. Another 3 goals on the weekend. I thought it was fucking awesome. Dempsey, we needed Dempsey for a fucking snag to fucking win so many multis so he can get over the line. Fuck. Dempsey, it was awesome being there, though, Jev. It was awesome being there.
It was so good.
Jeez, we played out. Good. Oh, we played up like second-hand lawnmowers. But then we rolled into yesterday, Jev. So then we got the Saturday prelim. The 5:15 start was so inspired. The fact that the night game, it's like you sort of got to wait. We went back into Richmond early. We had a bit of lunch, and we're just like,
you get a parma with a side of gravy, beer, back on the beers, hangover cure. We were good as gold. We rolled into the G, good as gold.
So we went to Dan Gorringe's grand final breakfast day last year, and we met Jake Lohman, Kai Lohman's brother, and then we're in the bar before the game in the MCG, and we ran into him again, almost 12 months to the day. And he's one of the best blokes of all time. He's just like, mate, I was always really footy obsessed. He's like, Kai doesn't watch anything. He actually doesn't watch any footy. Or like if they do actual meetings at the club, it's like he doesn't really watch any analysis. They just tell him to do whatever he wants. Like, just go off you feel. Which is actually when he plays, he just gets himself in weird spots or just finds himself getting the footy. He's like, he actually just does like whatever the fuck he wants. So he's one of the all-time blokes. So Jake, shout out Jake. And fuck, what a game this was. What a game. This is one of the funnest games I think I've ever been to. Obviously, Brisbane kick away at the end. But the start, Mason Cox kicking the first goal, and then Zorko trying to rip his fucking goggles off. So we said, can you imagine if he took off his goggles and put them down his jocks? How funny would that be? Or if he came out in the second half wearing a pair of Zogs. If Zorko was wearing Zogs, in the second half, that would have been hilarious. But how fucking loud was it when Mason Cox kicked that first goal? You thought the Hawks supporters were bad. The Collingwood supporters, oh, geez, they're one-eyed. Geez, they're one-eyed, Jeff.
Oh, it was just... So we sat in like the family and friends section. So the Brisbane supporters around us were so passionate because they were Brisbane supporters. Mitch Robinson was there. Reese Matheson was there to us talk about Reese.
Reese Matheson is bigger than Chadston. He is the biggest human being. He was wearing Mitch Robinson's old playing jersey. Like, you honestly have to call the fire brigade to get that thing off. That thing's painted on. He's dead set. He's the size of Southland. He's fucking huge. Like, I can't get over how big. Like, I'm a little guy. I'm 169 centimeters. I'm probably like, I don't know, touch over 70 kilos. I'm not big. He's like 114 kilos. Like a brick shithouse Matheson. You can't
so
take
big.
your eyes off him, can you?
He's so big.
Huge.
He just walks around like this. And then he was crying after the game. But yeah, so we were with some really passionate Brisbane supporters. But then there was 90,000 Pies supporters all around the ground. It was just... The whole game was unbelievable. Nick Dacos, first clearance, straight down Mason Cox's throat.
That's when the game was
Coughed
lost.
it up. Then he kicked the first, and I'm thinking, they've given him the job on Harris Andrews. He retired Alex Rance in one prelim. I'm like, is he going to kick 5 today and retire Harris Andrews, basically? Like, is he going to do it again? After that, he was horrendous.
So bad.
He was absolutely horrendous. But he did have his moments early, and it was good. The drop chest mark at the start was so funny. But
you had one of the all-time tweets. You're like, can we sub Pendlebury back on for Mason Cox after he did his calf? That was
we'll get back to that a little bit later, all of it. But let's just keep talking about. We were at the end that no goals were kicked. We didn't see a goal kicked. So Mason Cox kicked that first. Then every single goal for the rest of the game until the fourth quarter was kicked at the other end. Until Jamie Elliott took that hanger in the square. That was at the end. That was...
Best mark I've ever seen live.
It was just so cool. It was in the goal square. You saw it happening. Myercheck, he sort of spun and Myercheck sort of helped him down. And then he just went back and slotted it. Oh, it was so good. Will Ashcroft asked.
Yeah.
I watch Will Ashcroft in big games. Are we allowed to have an uncomfortable conversation?
I think it's time to have the conversation, Jeff. I think it's time. Let's have the conversation.
I would rather Nick Dacos at my footy club. But if it's a big game, I don't know. I'm just open to having Will Ashcroft over Nick Dacos.
We're taking Will in a big game, Jeff. This is what he does. We've been saying it. The Lions are Will Ashcroft away from going for a three-peat, which is actually crazy. And you can't tell me that's not true now. They lost to Collingwood by, 4 points? He's more than a 4-point player. We've seen it too often now. Every big final, he steps up. They do not win that game against the Giants where they're down by fucking 40 points or whatever. It was him and Danaher that got him over the line. His grand final was unbelievable. He's fucking... The first final against Geelong probably wasn't his best game. Came back out against the Suns, absolutely dominated. Kicked another 2 goals. If you give him half a second, it's too much time. It's too much time. He's so
clean.
The goal
that
off the
goal
ground
he
was
just
just like... Oh, he's fucking a freak. By the way, so I was writing notes as we went through yesterday. Levi Ashcroft gave away a couple of 50s, and I wrote down, would Will Ashcroft rather have Aaron Hernandez as a brother?
Fucking hell. I didn't think you were going to say it on the show.
Levi. That's what I wrote down. That's what I wrote down.
He's Thanasis. He's Corey Warner. He's the brother that's going to be on the list.
He's nowhere near Will. Like, Will is so good. Levi will be, I'm sure he will be a good player in the league. He's in a good side. But Will is so much better.
So much better.
Unbelievably better. Yeah. And how good's the Aaron Rodgers celebration?
Yeah. He does it so... That was right in front of Pie supporters. He does it so well.
He's the man. He's the man.
Dane Zorko's kicking. Hugh McCluggage, I'll be honest, at the ground, you didn't notice Hugh as much as you noticed Ashcroft, and it might be the blonde locks. Ashcroft to the eye popped out. But when you get to quarter time, half time, third time, and you look at stats, like, Jesus Christ, Hughes had
22
at the half. Hughes finished with 37 or whatever he finished with. You're like, yeah, he's been good. But I just noticed Ashcroft the ground. And the other player who takes your eyes, who just blows your mind when you sit behind the goals and you watch a team defend, is Harris Andrews. I would pay Harris Andrews whatever it costs and whatever he wants. He is awesome. And I think, as bad as the moment is, I think what Billy Frampton did to him in that grand final has just doubled him as a player. It was sort of like, I'm never getting tagged by a Billy Frampton ever again. And then when Mason Cox goes to him, he just goes, I'm not letting Mason Cox, a D grader in this competition, dictate what I do in this game. And he just puts himself down the line. And you watch, when he's down the line, Collingwood sometimes just didn't kick it. And every time they kicked it, he just duked it. He had a 10-minute patch in the third quarter.
Yeah.
He had about 6 touches, 3 marks. The ball just couldn't get past him. You're like, this bloke is unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. He goes into the season number 1 key defender in the game by an absolute mile next year. He is unbelievable, Das.
Yeah. Yeah, what he was doing, it was like Max Gorn. You know when Max Gorn's down the line and they just kept kicking it to him. Like you had to kick it anywhere but near Harris Andrews and he just ball hawks it. Massive hands. He's fucking unbelievable. Another thing I wrote down, how much will a Victorian club pay for Darcy Wilmot to get him back? A Victorian club is going to pay so much money. How good was he again yesterday? So what him and Zach Bailey and Cam Rayner that we'll get into, the guys that absorb pressure, back themselves not to get tackled holding the ball, shrug 1 or 2 and then take off. It just breaks the game open. You don't shit yourself, backpedal and a little dinky handball and then you're trying to play chase around and then it goes out of bounds or a stoppage. They just take on tackles and they just run through and you just go end to end and then you find someone free. They're a fucking good side, aren't they, Brisbane? How good are they to watch live? And
their quick handballs live, are so sharp, so quick. They stand out like crazy. Those quick handballs, they fling around, they wear tackles. Darcy Wilmot is as elite of a halfback as you can get in the comp. Leg speed, kicking, strong. Like, he is unbelievable to watch live, Darcy. And so is Zach Bailey, is as smooth and just classy as they come. But Zach Bailey's as good as they come. But if Zach Bailey played for the Bombers or played for North Melbourne, you'd just be like, this 10-possession, 2-goal kicker, he sucks. But when he's in a good side and who have got an established midfield and he just gets to run around and just be the icing on the cake, he is a superstar, as classy as they come. He was all Australian this year, which is so impressive. It's like, he can play footy.
Watching Cam Rayner live when he has to get front position and just puts himself at the point of the ball. Fuck, how explosive is he? Like, we were watching, he took a mark, he had bad position and then got to the front and marked it over Maynard. It was a big pack. And we're like, well, this to ice the game. He missed it. And we're just like, how fucking impressive was that mark? Just put himself in the spot, got chop of the arms. He kicked 2 massive goals in that third quarter. And that's why he was the number 1 pick. And he wasn't watching him on ages.
Yeah. On Bruzzy Maynard, it was just 2 physically strong bulls, and they battled all day. And just what Cam Rayner walk off with 2 or 3. Oh, it was so good watching them just go head to head, just clash all day.
I've got here.
Cam Rayner kicked 2 goals, 10 touches. Bruzzy was good, and then Cam Rayner had his moments, and it was just a good battle head to head. So good. Nick was. What did Nick end up with, Das? 27. His line was 27.5, I think. He went under. It was your favourite bet of the week, under. I think it might have gone down to 26.5. He went under. No goals. Nick was good. He wasn't great. He was good. When he gets the ball and he's got his pink boots on and he's got a little bit of space and he's bursting and he sprints at a million. When you're at the ground and you see how hard he runs with ball in hand, you're like, you know, and the Collingwood fans love him. Like, it's just beautiful to watch. But He's had better games before. He's had more impact on games. Like, he was good without being great. Josh, I didn't notice too much. He's had 26. But, like, you go click the disposal on the AFL app. The Lions smashed him. Only 2 Collingwood players had over 20 touches. Crisp 18, Sidebottom 18, like they were next with, Jordan De Goey's had 17 and 2 points. Everyone tells me he's a big game player. I'm going to crunch some numbers on this because I went on the pod this week and said he's a big game player. He's actually only ever had one massive prelim. It's a lot of 14, 15 touch prelims. I don't know. I'm going to deep dive a little bit more before I make this take, but he was just bang on average. Looked a bit big. I don't know. We were like, yeah. Elliott, 4-16. He's awesome. He's awesome.
He wanted to win the game so bad.
Yeah.
He wanted to win that
free
fucking
kick,
game.
the non-paid free kick. It's been spoken about on all the footy shows and stuff this morning. What's your take on it, Das?
Well, memory shirked it. Absolutely shirked it. You
Didn't
either
take his
go kick the
moment.
goal, you kick the goal, or you don't give a fucking lollipop. And
Yeah.
heads up play to Starcevic. You're doomed if you don't have a crack either way because he's going to mark it. So he's gone back with the ball. I think he's got it. Again, I haven't really seen the replay. And we're just like, oh my God, Starcevic has just won them the fucking game. Went out of bounds.
Yeah.
They end up going end to end. Logan Morris with a fucking heat seeker that I think hit Charlie Cameron goal. So that puts them. So
It would have been 6 points. Would have been 6 points if Collingwood kicked the goal. It turned into 18 points.
They put them and then, so that was with 10 minutes to go. Then the next ball goes down. There's 9 minutes left. Still Sidebottom kicks it out on the full. And then there's still 18 points down. And then that's when we wrote that down. Yeah.
Sidey had a great look.
Unbelievable.
Running into an open goal.
Yeah. And he kicked down the full. And then that's the game. That's the
Yeah, I
fucking
think Britta
game.
took the other end and kicked the goal. Just watch. I've watched, when I watched it live, I'm like, Starcevic, front on contact, whatever. I've watched the replay. I don't know. Starcevic is looking up, doesn't take his eyes off the ball and I thought he gets the ball. I thought he just.
Same.
I'm not surprised they didn't pay it. I get that gets. I'm just not shocked it wasn't paid. I'm just sort of like, what? He did pretty well, Starcevic. Like, he got it pretty right. And it's just one of those ones, people just think they're paid all the time. And the umpires put the whistle away because he thought Starcevic pumped it. And now, just like, everyone's opinion all year, they couldn't believe how good Collingwood were. But it was sort of like, you've got to strike this year while the iron's hot because, like, we all just think they're old. Some of them looked old yesterday. Jeremy Howe was fine. He's a little bit underdone. He's old. Still Sidebottom wasn't his best. He's old. There's other guys. This is going to be hard to sort of tiptoe a little dust. Are Collingwood fans going to forgive Scott Pendlebury? Am I shooting Bambi here? Am I going to get in trouble for even questioning? Das, he did his calf in the warm-up and still conceded to play. And he lasted 4 minutes. Yep, he did in the warm-up. And he lasted 4 minutes. If club champion, best Collingwood player of all time, everyone knows it. Is there a touch of selfishness? Is there a touch of me in that?
I think there is.
If he
100%.
did his car, if that's all true, if he sort of did it in the warm up, and someone finds some vision of him sort of like doing a kick, and you go, just pulling up a little lame in the warm up, and he's come out and played. I saw him for 20 seconds out in the field. He goes down. He subbed off before quarter time with a calf. I don't know. And now he's signed to next year's contract. Like, is that forgivable?
It's not good, is it, mate?
So now he's playing next year, and it's like, what happens next year if he gets all the way back to prelim and does a calf in the wall, and it's probably his last year next year? Is it sort of like, oh, geez, it ended a bit me-ish, ended a bit happy with himself?
So can we talk about, let's do some more roasting. Brody Mychek had one of the worst finals campaigns of all time. He kicked 5 points against Adelaide, and he had 7 disposals yesterday. Didn't have a shot on goal. He was fucking irrelevant. So he's going to walk into Melbourne now.
On a 3-year deal.
So apparently he's going to Melbourne because they're actually going to pay him a little bit more. Billy Frampton was horrible. Dan Houston, I'm I'm still taking John Noble over Dan Houston. I don't care. I don't care that John Noble turned the ball over a million times and wore his boots on his other feet. Dan Houston kicked the goal. Apart from that, Dan Houston actually doesn't have an impact on a game. He does
Nothing.
not. You look at what Darcy Wilmot does. He breaks the lines. He takes off kicks. Dan Houston actually doesn't have an impact on football games.
He didn't have impact all year.
He kicked that great goal yesterday. He was in a good spot. Awesome finish. Congratulations. Well done. He is actually irrelevant. He doesn't do anything in a game. Ned Long, is he a tagger? Is he a shutdown player? Is he a handball extractor? Like, what is Ned Long? What
Just
is
long
Ned Long?
levers.
Yes.
I don't know. What does the future look like for Ned Long? What do they expect him to become in the future? Like,
I don't know.
It's not going to be
And
Bontempelli.
Let's talk about. Oh my God! Sorry.
It's so funny. I know what you're going to say. And so the Swans are like iffy about offering 2 firsts for Charlie Curnow, but we understand we're going to have to do it. 2 first-round picks, some players. It's like 2 firsts. Hawthorn will probably want to get away with only maybe 1 first and a second for Zach Merritt, maybe a player or something.
Probably it should be 2.
Collingwood offered 2 first rounders for Lockie Schultz, Shooter Schultz. Is he the worst player in history to go for 2 first rounders?
Yes.
Jeremy Cameron went for 3. Shooter Schultz went for 2. This is a bit off record. Off camera, we laugh about this with Joey Montagna. He laughs about it.
It's a fleecing. It's a fleecing. It's a robbery. It's a daylight robbery. They couldn't believe, because he does a bit of work for Fremantle, when that offer came out, we'll give you 2 firsts for Schultz. They're like, where can we sign this deal now? This is an absolute robbery. And we're like, guess what? You guys just won the 2023. We think your list is bad. You're not going to play finals next year. Actually, can we get a future first? Because we're banking on you guys not to be good next year. And they're like, yeah, absolutely.
A fleecing.
2 firsts for Lockie Schultz. Does he have an impact on games?
No, not a big one. I think he probably had 1 impact on game this year. Just like, I'm so scared about what's going to happen at Collingwood in Nick Dacos's prime. But they are the Lakers, Das. You can think their list is absolutely stuffed, and then a guy like Christian Petrarca will just be like, I want to play for Collingwood. Yeah. Or Zach Butters might go, I want to play for Collingwood next year as a free agent. So you got to, like, as much as you think, geez, it's looking dire. They're the biggest club in the land. People want to play for them. Sometimes you just go, the future's looking bleak, and you get Luka Doncic. Like, Zach Butters goes, I want to be a Collingwood Magpie, and he signs at Collingwood. So they are Collingwood. People go there. People want to play for them. But, there's some blokes out there. So they're like...
What is Harry Perryman?
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be Nick Dacos's bodyguard this year?
What is Isaac Quainer?
He's just a back pocket. He's a back pocket.
How bad was Darcy Moore yesterday? How bad was he?
9 touches.
How bad was he? Watching live. So we talk about like having an impact, big finals moment, and he was great against Adelaide.
Yep.
He didn't do a thing yesterday.
He was horrible yesterday.
Darcy Moore did not do a thing, did not impact at all. And it just goes to show that's how good Brisbane's ball movement is. It's like, we're not going to give him these high loopy balls and let him intercept. Let's play dirty ball. Let's run carry. All the entries were so fast and out in front. Ty Gallup was on the end of him.
Ty Gallup was awesome.
How impressive is he? He's fucking huge. I think that's his 5th game. Comes into the team at the right time, and he's like, "Fuck, I'm a chance." Which he's now. I'm playing in a prelim. I'm playing in a grand final.
He was so good.
He's massive.
He was so good. Logan Morris did enough as well to keep Darcy Moore quiet, and it was Gallup's game. We got a DM that I woke up to this morning, Das. And look, it's not my take, but some guy DM'd us, are Ty Gallup and Logan Morris the next Lance Franklin and Jared Ruffhead? I don't mind his
I love it.
I don't think they are, but I just like someone having that take.
I love it. That's an awesome take. Also, I need to go back and check the stats probably, but I'm pretty sure Brisbane are 16-1 when Bruce Revel plays. They're 16-1. Like, he plays this week. I don't know how bad Berry's injury is going to be,
But he plays.
But Bruce Revel plays.
Lockie Neal. I wonder if Lockie
He
Neal's
can't
going to get up.
He can't get up, can he?
Or it'll be the biggest regret if they pick him and he pings his calf. Sort of like how remember Cal Mills last year got fit and then they still didn't pick him? Do you reckon he'll sort of get himself there and then they won't pick him?
I think Brisbane, again, we have no idea how he's feeling, but you think Brisbane are too big of a club that they'll be like, no, we're not taking the chance. We're not taking
he's going to give himself a chance, but who knows? Who knows? The Lions are so... Watching the Lions yesterday as a bit of a lot, like leaning Lions side, I was a neutral at the game and I was enjoying the Collingwood fans and how loud it was. But because when I went to the grand final last year, obviously I was all Swans. Swans goal was on and just watching the Lions break my heart. Watching them yesterday live as a supporter of the Lions, they are a pleasure to watch. They are so good to watch. And when I said it last week, they're the best front running. Like when they get 3 goals up, it turns to 7 goals like that. Because Dane Zorko off the halfback, Darcy Willman off the halfback, Jasper Fletcher off halfback, they just laser them through the middle and then they look up and Kyle Oman's found a pocket of space. Zach Bailey's found himself on no one in the forward half. You know, Will Ashcroft's out there. Ty Gallup, Cam Rayner, Charlie Cameron. They all just find themselves in a good one-on-one or a bit of space and they just turn it into goals. And it just, when the tsunami came, when it started raining, it started pouring, it was crazy.
I have some odds in this one. Jamie Allen for 4 goals was $7. Ty Gallup for 3 was 16. Cam Rayner for 2 was $2.50. Membry for 2 was $2.35. Will Ashcroft for 2 was $11. Zach Bailey for 2, $2.50. Mason Cox for 2 was $3.90. Darcy Wilmot for 25 was $3.60. And Hugh McCluggage had 37, but for 35 was $5.75.
I'll get some odds for the Friday night game. So Jez for 3 was $2. Gunston for 3 was $2.35. Mitch Lewis for 3 was $8. Danger for 3 was $5.25. And Stengel for 3 was $5. Geez, you could have made some money in the 3 market. Sean Banner for 2 was $3.10. Bailey Smith for 1 was $4. If we get $4 again for Bailey Smith to kick a goal next week, Das, we're just burying it as a single. If we get $4 again, he's kicking a goal next week. Connor Nash for 1 was $5. Jarman Impey for 1 was $3.10. And Max Holmes for 1 was $3.60. The amount of games, whenever Bailey Smith kicks 1, Max Holmes kicks 1. Like, it always goes, they might have a heap of zeros, but when one of them kicks 1, they both kick 1. For 35, Bailey Smith was $6.50. You couldn't get Danger for 30, which breaks my heart. He was $12 for 25. Carl Amon for 25 was $2.50. Brian Myers for 25 was $3.60. Darcy Moore for 25 was $9. Max Holmes for 25 was $1.87. And Tom Atkins for 25 was $5. Any other roasting you want to do? Any other?
Well, I just want to compare. Patrick Dangerfield was dancing in the middle like Bob Irwin. Did you see Bob Irwin on Dancing with the Stars the other night?
No.
Footy's about to finish, Jev. Footy's about to finish. No more crack. No more agenda setters. I genuinely might start watching Dancing with the Stars for Bob Irwin. He's so impressive. His dance routine the other day, Jev, I genuinely... And that's how Dangerfield was very Bob Irwin-ish. That's how he looked in the middle. If you watch his dance performance, you'll understand. Like, I actually don't know who had a better performance on the weekend, Bob Irwin or Patrick Dangerfield. That's how good Bob Irwin was.
Oh, I reckon you're going to regret this take. If we were off camera, I'd have you in a headlock right now.
It's an awesome... I want to see if we can get a market up. And if we can bet on Bob Irwin to win this fucking thing. I don't know who else is in it. Jev, this is free money. This is free money. He's one of the best.
Guess the lines, please. I haven't had a look. I have no idea.
I'm gonna say.
I'm being dead serious here. I think the line should be Geelong minus 35.5 to us. I actually think that. Yeah, they're gonna give him the business. I reckon the line's going to be 17.5. Geelong minus 17.5.
I think it's going to be 10.5.
I've got the PointsBet app here. I got the screen here. I'll go to Aussie Rules. The line is 12.5. Not going to lie. I like the Cats a lot there. I think they're going to roll 12.5.
No, I'm going to lean Brisbane. I'm going to take the points. I think we're going to have a good grand final.
If Brisbane win this flag, and after getting the business from Geelong 2 weeks ago, I reckon just a couple of, straight off the top of your head, we don't want to touch into it too much, but I personally like the Cats. I think Will Ashcroft's going to get the Oisin Mullen or Mark O'Connor treatment.
He has to.
The only way Geelong lose next week is if Will Ashcroft played like he did yesterday.
You can't let him fuck around. You got to stop him. He as you said, if he has half a second, it's too much. You can't give him any opportunities because he only needs a flash to make something happen, as we saw on the weekend. You got to put time in. Yeah, they're going to put McCluggage straight to him again.
No, McCluggage will. O'Connor will go to McCluggage. O'Connor goes to Camarena. Oisin goes to McCluggage, and Tom Atkins will probably sit on Will Ashcroft next week.
They've got such a good midfield, don't they? Of just people that can just shut down people. But that's and everyone's like, why don't other teams do this? Because that's just not what they do. That's not their profile.
Yeah.
Chris Scott's like, you know what? I'm going to draft some people that can actually play defensively through the midfield. So when we get into these big games, we've actually got that card to play. It's brilliant coaching. It's how they do it. That's why Geelong are a football factory.
Chris Scott knows, he's got a sound defensive system. He's got a great forward line. He's got stud midfielders. He knows how good Geelong are. Even if they play average, they're still good enough to be in games. He knows the only way they lose next week is if Will Ashcroft gets off the chain, if Hugh McCluggage gets off the chain, if, one of these guys gets off the chain. Dustin Martin did it to him a couple of times. He knows. Geelong were the best team for maybe not the best team, but Dustin Martin beat him in a prelim, beat him in a grand final on his own. He's just like, our game was sound. All the numbers led to Geelong, and then Dustin Martin on his day just gave us the business. And Dangerfield did it on Friday night. Hawthorn were like, everything about our game's going well. We're looking good, whatever. And Dangerfield just gave him the business for 2 hours of belt to ass. So, he just won't let that happen. Dus, you and me aren't coaches. We're not rocket scientists. We're not coaches. We're just a couple of blokes that talk footy. I watched the first final. I watched Hugh McCluggage get tagged and Brisbane look horrendous. The next week, Gold Coast decided not to tag him.
Demon doesn't tag.
He was awesome. He had 30. He was awesome. The next week, Collingwood go, righto, so people butt, okay. Geelong beat Hugh McCluggage and they lost. Gold Coast didn't beat Hugh McCluggage and they won. We're not going to play on Hugh McCluggage. He has 37 and you lose. I wonder if Craig McRae was here giving me his last $50, if I said, I'll only take this $50 if you don't regret tagging Hugh McCluggage. I wonder what his honesty test would be. We know he's a man of integrity to us. So
you love him.
Watch Geelong next week tag Hugh McCluggage because he's too good.
I can't wait for this grand final. I just hope we get some good weather. Hopefully we're going. Hopefully we'll try and get tickets. Mate, this it's so good. Brownlow tomorrow night. Oh, it's what a time. 2 awesome games. Lucky to be there. So happy that we got to go to 2 prelims, Jev. You said at the start of the year, you said we're going to get 2 Melbourne prelims and we're going to be at both of them. I said I'd be a happy man. So I'm very happy.
Just before we go, just quickly, I reckon teams are going to fly past Collingwood and Hawthorn next year.
And Carlton.
I reckon teams will fly past them.
And Carlton.
And I think the Swans will. You can think that's fine. You can think Carlton will. I think Swans will. The Dogs will fly past them both. Who else? Gold Coast will probably finish higher than both of them.
Gold Coast had a very good step. Fremantle will.
You can be 50-50 on GWS. You can think GWS are the Hawthorn and Collingwood on the trend down. I think GWS will probably be better than them both. Brisbane will be better than them both. Geelong will be better than them both.
Eyes are no good.
Do you reckon they're trending down? One of those two will miss finals. Who played in the prelim? Hawthorn or Collingwood? One of those two will miss finals.
Collingwood.
Collingwood will miss. Unless they get Zach Merritt.
They will.
Sam Mitchell might have to give Brad Scott a wristy to get Zach Merritt. It might be the only way.
He'd do it.
I think Essendon are the most pathetically run small club. They need to take a stand on this.
Sam Mitchell would cop back shots.
Will Day.
Sam Mitchell would cop back shots from Brad if he had to, just to get Zach
get
Merritt.
Zach Merritt.
He's the type of guy, he's like, hey, I'm doing it for the team. Doing it for the colours.
Shit teams make prelims every year, Dus. I was at the Swans Port Adelaide prelim last year. There was no world Port Adelaide should have been in that prelim. I watched Hawthorn Friday night, like, what?
How weird is it that Port Adelaide side made a prelim?
Yes. Shit teams make prelims every year. We'll probably look back next year when the Hawks miss the 8 or something and be like, how the hell did they make a prelim? They stink.
Well, the Pies are like, how the fuck did they do that? How they win so many games last year?
Oh, they need to pay Nick Dacos 2.7 a year. He's going to waste his prime unless they get some more players around him. They're just cobblers. They're just cobblers. If they don't treat Bo McCreary with the respect he deserves, I'm going to spew. He only had 13 touches. When he gets a centre clearance, Das, he just explodes out of there. He has a bounce out of a centre clearance. He explodes. Like, if they're flirting with all these other players and they didn't get Jack Silvani and all this stuff, and they're not taking care of McCreary, it's sort of like, what are you doing?
Yeah, mate. They're trending down. They're trending down.
Downwards trend.
Let's put it on. That was an awesome roast.
Prelim weekend's awesome.
Prelim weekend was awesome.
Being at both prelims has to be on people's bucket list. That was 10 out of 10.
We've only got one more roast to go, Jev.
Wow.
We've got one roast to go, which is very upsetting. So next week, same time, we'll be strapping in. Hopefully, we're at the grand final. We're going to do everything we can to try and get there. Footy's back, Jev. Footy's back.
Footy's
What a
so
roast.
back. Grand final, awesome.
So good. All right, we'll see everyone next week. Bye.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.